Breaking news: U.S. and Israel strike Iran.
Today, global politics entered a dangerous new phase. Reports emerged that United States and Israeli forces have launched military strikes against targets inside Iran. Former U.S. President Donald Trump confirmed that a large-scale military operation has begun, immediately raising international alarm. Analysts describe this moment as one of the most serious Middle East crises in recent years. Early reports mention coordinated air operations, missile strikes, and emergency military deployments across the region. Although officials have not released full operational details, global security alerts have intensified. Tensions between the United States, Israel, and Iran have been building for months. Iran's nuclear program once again became the center of international concern. Western governments warned that Tehran could be moving closer to developing nuclear weapons capability. Israeli leaders repeatedly stated that a nuclear-armed Iran would pose an existential threat to national security. Diplomatic negotiations struggled to produce results, and military options gradually entered serious discussion. Experts now believe today's strikes are the result of years of geopolitical rivalry, failed diplomacy, and growing regional insecurity. According to military sources, the operation began overnight. U.S. and Israeli air forces reportedly carried out coordinated precision strikes using advanced fighter jets, long-range missiles, and electronic warfare systems. Strategic targets were selected carefully to minimize operational risks while maximizing military impact. Defense analysts suggest the mission had been planned for months, possibly years. Airspace across parts of the Middle East was partially restricted, forcing commercial airlines to reroute flights as tensions rapidly escalated. Donald Trump addressed the media, describing the operation as a necessary security measure. He emphasized that the United States acted to protect its allies and prevent future threats. Trump indicated that operations could continue depending on developments on the ground. He also urged Iran to return to negotiations while assuring the public that the situation remained under strategic control. His statement triggered immediate reactions across global political circles. Israel played a central role in the operation. Officials in Tel Aviv confirmed that military infrastructure linked to Iranian capabilities had been targeted. For years, Israel has viewed Iran as its primary strategic threat. Military analysts believe Israeli intelligence and surveillance systems were crucial in identifying high-value targets. The operation reflects Israel's long-standing doctrine of preventing hostile states from acquiring advanced weapons capabilities. Iranian officials condemned the strikes, calling them an act of aggression and promising a firm response. Military forces were reportedly placed on high alert across the country. Defense systems were activated, and regional bases strengthened in anticipation of further escalation. Analysts warn that Iran's response could expand the conflict beyond national borders. The situation remains tense as both sides prepare for potential next moves. Countries across the Middle East express deep concern about the rapidly evolving crisis. Key shipping lanes and oil routes could face disruption if tensions continue rising. Even limited military confrontation could impact global energy markets and economic stability. Oil prices reacted immediately as investors responded to uncertainty. Regional stability now depends heavily on whether diplomatic channels can prevent further escalation. World leaders and international organizations called for restraint. The United Nations urged all parties to avoid actions that could lead to wider war. Some governments criticized the strikes, while others defended them as preventive security measures. Emergency diplomatic talks were initiated as world powers attempted to de-escalate tensions. The international community now faces the challenge of preventing a regional crisis from turning into a global confrontation. Defense experts warned that retaliatory attacks could trigger a chain reaction across the region. Military alliances may become involved, increasing the risk of broader confrontation. Missile defense systems and naval forces have reportedly been repositioned in strategic areas. The possibility of cyber warfare and proxy conflicts also remains high. Observers fear that even a single miscalculation could dramatically widen the conflict. Financial markets reacted quickly to the news. Energy prices surged amid fears of supply disruption. Investors moved toward safer assets as uncertainty spread across global markets. Airlines, shipping companies, and international trade networks began adjusting operations. Economists warned that prolonged conflict could slow global economic growth. The economic consequences may extend far beyond the Middle East. The next phase of the crisis depends on diplomatic and military decisions made in the coming days. Negotiations remain possible, but tensions remain extremely high. World leaders continue working behind closed doors to prevent escalation. Analysts say the situation could either stabilize through diplomacy or evolve into a prolonged conflict. The coming hours may determine the future security landscape of the region. The strikes on Iran mark a defining moment in international relations. Whether this operation leads to peace negotiations or further conflict remains uncertain. What is clear is that the world is watching closely. The decisions made now will shape global security, alliances, and stability for years to come. As events continue to unfold, one question remains. Is this the beginning of a larger war, or the turning point toward a new diplomatic solution?
Like the video and subscribe for more updates.